Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 9th of March. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. I'm using the Wheel of the Year Tarot. And let's have a look. These readings are for all signs of the zodiac. They're for everyone who watches. So if you have found your way to this video somehow today, you're very welcome. First of all, please subscribe and share. And ask other people questions on the channel. There are amazing people on this channel. So welcome. The day in itself, we have the King of Chalices, lovely. We have the Four of Pentacles, lovely. And the Six of Cups in reverse, also lovely. All right, the King of Cups is a man who has mastered love. He nurtures and takes care of other people, and he nurtures and takes care of you in the sense that you feel him near you and you feel protected. Could also be a woman. Whatever makes you feel like there's someone with you, your guardian angel, your spirit guides, this guy, if you can imagine working with him, because the King of Cups, he's been through the emotional ups and downs. He's been through fearful things like this. This guy's greedy and he's paranoid. The King of Cups has been to all of the emotional places and he's picked through the ones he likes, Taurus, what he can choose on an earthy physical plane, and he surrounds himself with joy and passion and beautiful things. That's what he likes. Rubies on his crown. They could have been emeralds or sapphires, but he chose rubies because he likes his life. He enjoys it. The colors are always very important in the tarot because they're also symbolic. So the green is things thrive under his rule, and he is emotionally devoted to his people, and he listens to a higher power. We've got a pillar coming out of his head as well. He is the pillar for other people, but he doesn't fall into the trap of believing that he is the be-all and end-all. He realizes that there is something bigger out there guiding him, and when it does guide him, it allows him to create the most wonderful, marvelous things that he could never imagine. So either you manifest something wonderful by yourself, or you really feel the strength and the love of the King of Cups with you. The Four of Pentacles, like I said, we've got a miser here, and he is just watching that no one's following him. And that's a fearful emotion. And a lot of people are going through fear at the moment with the virus that we've got going on. And a lot of people are kind of trying to hold on to their health and self-isolating and doing all of these things. But these two together, what would happen is that the king would get up from his throne. He would say, hey, buddy. He would put his hand on his shoulder. He'd say, you don't have to worry about this. You can come store it in a vault at my palace. It'll all be safe and okay. And you can come into my palace and just relax. Because he's not a bad guy. He's been painted out to be a bad guy. And all of us are seen as bad guys when we act from fear. Because then we take fearful action, which creates more fear and resentment and upset. The Six of Cups is a woman who is seeing herself in the mists, in the river. She sees herself as she wants herself to be. So she's manifesting Mr. Darcy there, her ideal lover, her ideal partner. That doesn't exist though. He's just a dream. Yeah, so far. He's a dream at this point. If she keeps manifesting that, she will have it in her life. But today, that's reverse. So you do have your soulmate with you, or it's very likely that you run into your soulmate. So I actually think this is a great day for love. And for you to meet your handsome Prince Charming. I'm sorry if you think that's a bad way to put it, but I was brought up on The Little Mermaid, Prince Eric, you know? I believe that, there's this magical guy out there who's like a Prince Charming. It says more about me than any of you, so don't worry about it. So the idealized notion of what a relationship could be can manifest itself in your life today. And also you can share the love that you have instead of focusing on your own things, focus on helping guys like this. So she could also turn around and say, you know, I've done manifesting now. I've done that for 2 minutes. I've put it out in the universe. That's done. I'm not going to keep on. The universe is now working on it. I'm getting back on the path to go home. I run into this guy and he tries to flee from me because he thinks I'm stealing his money. I pick up the coins he's dropped and I hand them to him and I say, hey, it's all right. Everything's going to be okay. So by reaching out to other people and by not acting from fear and really allowing yourself to be open and vulnerable at this time where everything says close down, shut down, that's when you're really able to make the most of the day, because there are beautiful things in the day that you can use to succeed. You know, whenever there's been some sort of tragedy in history, there have always been people who have benefited from that or come out from that in some sort of a way where they saw a market. So let's say Dresden is bombed and this guy still has a construction business or the remnants of it that wasn't blown up, and he starts the construction business. He's the only one in town who can do that, so he gets all the business. So it's not about taking pleasure in the misfortunes of others. It's the opposite. It's not being self-absorbed. It's about focusing on other people and being of service. It's about extending your hand and being loving to people who are frightened. And it's through that loving service, what you put out, you get back. So it only makes sense that it would be a good day to find love and romance, because that's the place you're coming from. So you got a choice today. You have fear or you have faith. You can't be in both. They're mutually exclusive. If you're in faith, so I'm afraid that I'm going that something terrible is going to happen to me, I can hand that over to my higher power, which I've discovered through a meditation practice that works for me. And when I hand it over, I feel comforted, I feel calm. I take it back, of course, during the day, all the time. And I'm like, oh, I'm so afraid again. And then I have to hand it over again. But as someone very wise once told me, in a very flat way, such a nonchalant way, that one day you hand it over and it stays over. I'm still waiting for that day. But here today you have an opportunity to practice that and to see beyond don't judge a book by its cover. He's not a bad guy. He just looks scared because he's got all of this money and this was his life savings. Or maybe he's taking all of this to pay for his wife's medical bill. And he's just walking. He doesn't have a ride anymore. He's had to sell everything and he's going to his wife. And that's why he doesn't want things to be stolen. You never know what is going on with people within, so don't assume you know. You never know what someone is going through. The best way is to focus on the good stuff, to open your heart, even if that feels counterintuitive, and to extend an olive branch, be positive, be the King of Cups. He is all love. And the Six of Chalices is usually a soulmate card, but here it's not real yet. And it's good that it's reversed because it means that the likelihood of the soulmate coming in is real. And he's in the middle, so he's the most important. So he's the cause and the reason and the connection between the two of you. And then you can be together like this. So number-wise, we have a court card, which is 1. The 4 of Pentacles is 4, so that's 5. And 6 is 11. Lovely. So 11 is the master number of service. You can be of great service to yourself by finding your soulmate. Amazing. Or you can be of service to other people by demonstrating that you are in love with life and that you help other people and that it's good to be considerate and kind. And someone seeing that can say, wow, mum or dad helped someone for no reason, just out of kindness. That's who my parents are, for instance. Actions speak louder than words today. Have a wonderful Monday. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. I can answer any questions that you may have in a personal reading. If you like the video, please hit subscribe and share the button. There's a share button just, the title of the video is just underneath this picture, so there. And there's a share button right there. It's like this arrow that points outward. If you just click on that, it shows you where you can share. And it might seem redundant, but it really helps. So if you could do that for me, I'd be ever so grateful. Have a lovely day, and I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.